You're listening to Estrogen Dropouts.
Welcome back to Estrogen Dropouts. I'm one of your hosts, Erin.
And I'm Elizabeth. And today we are going to be talking about trending topics on TikTok. Erin is not a TikToker, and I am a big TikToker. So I have a platform on there, but also I just enjoy TikToks. And I'll be sharing, we're going to get some Erin's takes on some of this stuff.
Yeah, anytime I ever need to know anything important on TikTok, Elizabeth fills me in, or she'll say, oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah is trending on TikTok. Like, what do you think? And I'm like, I really should get on TikTok, but for some reason, I just haven't been able to brace it. I remember when you started on it five years ago, like right around the pandemic. And I was like, but I don't dance, because at the time, I think I just thought it was all just viral dances that people were doing. And then I was like, well, I think that ship's already sailed. So Elizabeth keeps me up to date on all of it. So I'm really excited to hear about these trending topics, and I'll give y'all my first thoughts.
Yeah. So if you guys aren't on TikTok, just so you know, it really has become a teaching platform. I mean, there's also funny skits. There's whatever your interests are, you can find on TikTok. And the reason people love it so much is because the algorithm is unmatched. So if you start searching some content on there, you will then just see it in your feed, and you won't see things that are not of interest to you. So these are some hot topics that have been in my news feed over the past month, or probably not even a month, couple weeks. Okay. Would you shave your head for $100,000? And you have to really think about it, because immediately you might be like, no or yes, but really think about it. You have to stay bald, no wigs, until your hair grows out.
For $100,000, I probably would do it just because hair grows back. And there's a lot of things I could do with $100,000. I could get a facelift. I could pay for my facelift very easily. So I think I would, because it's funny, when I was 20, I said, when I'm 40, I'm shaving my head and I'm going to dye it platinum blonde. And then 40 got here so quickly. So then I was like, well, maybe I'll do it when I'm 50. And then 50 got here really quickly. And, now I'm 55, and I haven't set another date for it. So if somebody was going to give me a payday, it reminds me of that movie. I can't remember The Proposal, maybe, or no, maybe it wasn't called The Proposal, but it was with Demi Moore. And
would she sleep with someone for $1 million? That's tough. I would say yes, but then it's like the whole marriage fell apart after that, and everything, it just ruins everything. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
What's the name of that? I don't know.
I just think The Proposal, meaning she got this proposal, sleep with me for $1 million. I don't know. I might do that too. So maybe I will do anything for money.
I was telling this to my husband, and I'm like, I think I would definitely do it for $100,000. And I said I'd be miserable for the 2 years while it was growing out, probably every time, if I couldn't wear a wig. And he's like, it's not worth it if you're going to hate what you see every time you look in the mirror. And I'm like, I can do anything for 2 years. I'm like,
plus it wouldn't be that there'd be times. I think, that's the thing about growing your hair out, is there's awkward stages. So one of the stages, when it started growing out and you had a little pixie, it'd be cute. It would get to that stage where it starts becoming awkward, and you'd have to kind of just suffer through that. Then it would reach another stage where it looks good. And then it would reach another stage where it looks awkward. And so
would you do it for $50K?
Probably not. I don't know. $50K doesn't seem like enough to shave.
Well, I said I would. And my husband's like, you definitely shouldn't do it for 50.
He's like, aim higher, Elizabeth.
He's like, that's not enough. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Next question. Okay, this one is interesting. So we're going to bounce all around. I should have probably put this. I'm looking at my notes. I probably should have put this in funny to more serious or whatever. But
let's bounce around. I like bouncing around.
Okay. There is this woman. She is blonde, blue-eyed, freckled, fair skin, married to her husband, who is very conservative. She's very conservative, not in their personal beliefs. I have or political beliefs. I won't say it. So it's not political, just in the way they carry themselves. She dressed very modestly. He will frequently make comments about women that dress more revealing, saying how it's trashy and it's inappropriate. And he's so glad that he has her and she's more demure and all that. He cheats on her and has an affair with a black-haired, dark-skinned Latina girl who her social media is very sexualized. All of her posts are very revealing. And in that girl's defense, she had no idea that he was married. The wife ends up reaching out to her after she sees her number on text, sends her a message, and the woman is mortified and sends her tons of evidence and screenshots and everything. But the blonde lady is spiraling because she's like, this woman, I feel like everything has been a lie. So it feels like a different level of like betrayal, because the comments on the posts and the duets and stuff are very mixed, because I understand how she would feel like it's a different level of betrayal, because you're like, are you even happy with me? Is it even like, do you like my appearance? Like, you went with someone complete opposite of me that doesn't even have anything in common with how I carry myself. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I think that it shows you that oftentimes people's outer appearance or how they portray themselves is very different from their true self. In yoga, it's called the shadow side. And in yoga, we're encouraged to explore the shadow side, right? So it's like your less maybe appealing side, if you want to say it. Cause I mean, in yoga also, we don't say good or bad. Everything just is. First off, just the betrayal in and of itself is, awful. And then the fact that she might not have really even felt that way of being like, I want to be modest. I want to dress a certain way, except for that she thought that's what he wanted. So there's another level of like self-abandonment by her, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she really does feel that way. So, I mean, for me, I don't know that it would matter if he cheated on me with a, sex craved complete opposite of me or the same as me because he cheated. There's something that is obviously lacking in him. I think oftentimes affairs are rarely about your partner and they're more about yourself. I mean, just from people that I've known that have had, infidelity in their lives, that it's more about how the person feels about themselves. There's something lacking in them where they need that validation from someone else. Sometimes maybe it's because they're not getting it from their partner. And so for that, going back to that lady though, it's like her husband may have been brought up that way and has been
like shamed for wanting
right.
something more sexy, but he was attracted to that.
Right. So,
And so when I told Chris this, because I read my list that I was going to read to you to Chris, and I was like, do you think these topics are interesting? With that one, he said, I think, because I said that would throw me big time. Like if it was like complete opposite of my character and my appearance, and he said, I think it's more about how the woman probably made him feel like maybe it wasn't about her, like her appearance. He says he thinks it's less about the appearance and more about how the man needed to feel because of his own insecurities.
Right.
That really shouldn't be the wife's job to fix that. But then he went outside the marriage to have those needs met.
Yeah.
Those insecurities met. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I think that you do have to figure out and give your partner what they need. And to an extent, yes. But if you have inner insecurities and stuff, like you're an adult.
Right.
You need to go to therapy and work that shit out. Don't put that burden on your wife.
No, exactly. I actually saw a friend shared something on Facebook and I think it was screenshot. And this man was like, men don't need therapists. They need a soft, understanding wife that they can come home to after they've been fighting battles all day. And the first guy that commented said, this is exactly why men need therapists. You just basically were saying that he needs a mom to take care of him. Like, okay, like that's not creepy that he needs a soft place to land. I mean, and you do need a soft place to land with your spouse. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't, but men need therapists just like women need therapists. It has nothing to do with gender or your sexual identity. So do you know, is she going to divorce him?
She did divorce him. She's talking about this, like she divorced him last January, but she hadn't shared any of it. And she just now felt the courage like last week to post about it. And she was saying how she's struggling to get over the fact that the woman looked and carried herself in a way that was the complete opposite as her. So she was like, oh my gosh, like it's just messing with me. I can't seem to let it go.
Her head, like because every time before she starts to date again,
you're like, can I trust this?
People have a type. I mean, it's kind of
that's what I say. People have a type, but a couple of my kids are like, no, I don't have a type. Like I can date.
Well, I think that's where pansexuality comes in because it's like you're it's like you're attracted to the person's insides, their
Soul.
soul,
Yeah.
than what they present as on the outside, which I know a lot of times that's used interchangeably for somebody that goes like that's bisexual or whatever you
Hmm.
call it, pansexuality. And I think our kids have been so much more socialized in that way that they're allowed to be who they are and explore without shame, without fear of disapproval from society.
I'm sure she'll be fine. Yeah. She's gonna be fine. Okay. Another story. This, I couldn't find the video. I saw it go viral and I can't remember the exact details, but for some reason, when I was listening to the story, I was like, oh my gosh. So I might have some of them wrong. So if you've heard this story, just okay. So this woman and her husband go to a work event, and this woman comes up to them she's with her husband, and she sits down at the table with him, and she's like, hi, I'm like whoever, Susie, I'm your husband's work wife. And then she proceeds to eat food off of his plate in front of the wife, who was like, what, how would you feel about that?
Oh, I would not like that at all. What would you do if, I mean, Chris mainly works with men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband works with a lot of women. And I know that people say, they have a work wife or a work husband. I mean, because the woman was so out there about it, I probably would be like, well, there's obviously not anything going on, because if there was something going on, they would try to keep it on the down low and act like
Yeah.
we didn't have anything going on. But I might have a chat with my husband about boundaries.
For sure. I mean, I think I wouldn't say anything in that moment,
Oh, I wouldn't say anything probably at that moment. I mean, I wouldn't be like,
but we would have lots of discussions later on.
yeah. Although I don't know. Like at the time, I probably would be so dumbfounded, I wouldn't say anything. My gabbers would be flaccid. I'd be like, kidding me? Like,
I know.
so
I
yeah.
know. It would be weird. Okay, we're going to switch topics, I think. Let me see if I have any other husband and wife stuff. There is a coffee shop going viral in New Jersey right now because a woman, her elderly mother, and her 3-year-old daughter went to grab a cup of coffee. The mother told her mom and her daughter to sit at a table and she would get whatever they were getting. The little girl, who was 3, knocked over a $1,600 marble anthropology table, and the owner of the coffee shop was making them pay for it. The table, here's the thing, the whole thing is absolutely insane. People are like talking about this all over the place. It's a console table, which is how a little girl was able to push over a $600 table. It had just had 2 columns on it, and it was on a bench seat there was no chairs on one side. So it was just like one big bench, and they had this console table there that you're meant to sit at. So it had 2 columns, and so the little girl, it's so heavy, so she pushed really hard because she was trying to scoot it out so she could get behind to sit on the bench, and it fell over and shattered. But the owner said she had to pay, and
Yeah.
so I think she did. She gave her credit card and everything, but she was like appalled. She was like, "What would you guys do?" And somebody commented and said, did I write down what she was called? I can't remember what her job title was, but she was like, absolutely, you never pay for that because the lady's insurance would pay for that. But also, if anything, there could be a lawsuit there.
What if it had landed on the little girl?
Right. Well, that's what the woman was saying. The woman was like, the owner didn't even ask, is my daughter okay? They called her. The kids, there was a bunch of kids at the coffee shop working. They called the owner, and the owner was on the phone. She said the mother said she never even once asked me if my daughter was okay. She just said, we have a policy. You break it, you buy it.
No, it's not a retail store.
Yeah.
That's the cost of doing business. And you're the dumbass that put a table
Right.
that a 3-year-old could knock over. No, absolutely. I would have never paid for it. And I would have been like, try to make me. You would.
Yeah. No, the woman totally gave her credit card, her driver's, because the owner was like, you can't leave until I get a picture of your driver's license and your credit card.
I'd be like, try to stop me.
That's what I would have said. The lady gave it to her. The lady was.
Well, she probably was embarrassed.
She said that's what she was. She's like, I was so embarrassed and I just wanted to leave. My daughter was so rattled. She's like, I was just my mother. She's like, my elderly mother. We were just mortified. We just wanted to leave.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely call my credit card company.
Yeah,
and say that's fraud. And I would, yeah, no, And then I would blast that coffee shop all over my social media and I would never go back
Yeah,
ever.
and she's not even like, so she's outing the story, but she's not even doing it ugly. She's like, what would you guys do? Is that like okay? That she's like, I said I'll pay for it. Like, and she's being all like, we're like, girl, no.
No, there's no way. And that is the price of being a business owner. And that is why you have insurance. And I mean, I know that some retail stores have you break, you buy, but even that, I don't even know if legally they can.
Yeah, I think they just say that so that you get your kids to keep their hands to themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, next story. Let's see. Matt Rife. Do you know who he is?
I do. He's the one that all the ladies are crazy over because he's really cute.
I don't think he's cute at all.
So he's not my type, but he's too pretty.
It's interesting though. So you haven't heard the bad things about him.
So on Facebook, I have maybe in one of the midlife groups that I'm in, some of the women that, I know he's controversial for some reason, but like he's kind of is he kind of like a chauvinistic pig?
Yes. So he's a chauvinist and he has his HBO or comedies, whatever, Netflix comedies, but whichever, I don't know whatever TV platform he was on, he did a joke. One of his opening jokes was about battered women.
Okay.
And so Elf Cosmetics just put him in their ad.
Oh, that was
and so news. Elf is coming. It just dropped yesterday, and Elf is coming under major attack. Valid. But I've seen tons of marketing people come out and say, you have no idea like how many channels this passes through. They knew what they were doing. They were being controversial on purpose. He plays a lawyer in the ad and he's like just telling people that Elf is affordable if you have legal fees it was a stupid ad, honestly. But it's like, you're going to put anybody, you have money to buy. There's so many B or C actors you could have put in that would make more sense. But also for a cosmetic company, to put a man that is not in cosmetics in, there were so many better candidates, but they clearly just did this for drama.
Okay, Matt, he seeks out drama because it just gets him more views. And it may not be how he really feels in his day-to-day life. He just knows it's gonna sell tickets. It's gonna sell. Elf, though, their demographic.
Sorry, sneezed.
Bless you. First time that's ever happened on the podcast. But Elf's target demographic is females.
Yeah.
So it definitely seems like a very wrong move to me. It's a bit tone deaf. It is sometimes interesting when something goes to like an ad, goes to market, and it makes it past all of the people that have to give it approval. You're like, did not a single one of you think, why are we basically trying to turn on our client, our customer?
Yeah. And that's what she said. That's what this marketing exec said. She said they absolutely knew what they were doing. They did this just to be in the headlines and to create a buzz. But I'm like, wouldn't that be a terrible idea? I mean, to me, I would think that would turn people off. And so, but she said, she brought up the point with this is why where you spend your dollar really matters. And this lets brands know what you'll stand for and what you won't. And so, as a beauty creator, I won't be buying Elf for a while. And I just literally did one of their newest foundation, but I'm not going to do anything else for a while until, I'm sure I eventually will again, but.
Well, it'll fade from memory and they'll redeem themselves somehow. And they're affordable cosmetics, a good,
alternative for people that are on a budget. Yeah. But now, if you're listening to this, Imco Beauty, they are a great alternative. They are affordable. They are in the same price point as Elf, and they're based out of Australia, I believe, but their products they're known for duping products, and they're amazing. They're really, really great. So go with Imco Beauty. You can get it at Target, and I buy it online.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. Next. This one's a little tender. Have you heard of collective effervescence?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a phrase that is used to describe when a community of people come together and they are feeling emotion deeply, joyous emotion deeply for whatever they're doing. And a lot of times it brings people to tears. And so it's like if you cry when the Star Spangled Banner is sung because all those people are there singing it together. Or like for me, so I was curious if you ever experienced this. So I cry at NFL football games. totally tear up, and it's like it's the overwhelming energy, and I'm not a crier, so it's like I'll get in a fight or I'll be upset about something. I like don't cry in my, but the happy energy just, it brings me to tears. That I cry at. I love ice skating. Ice skating, I cry every time at professional ice skating. And oh, I cry virtually when I see the haka performed. Do you know the haka dance?
No, what is that?
It's amazing. You should definitely search it. It's a New Zealand Aboriginal like cry. It's a warrior cry. And so they do it as a war cry, like we're gonna win. Sometimes they do it before games and stuff, but they also do it to honor. I saw somebody do it to honor their elderly grandfather when he was like turned 90, and the whole family did it at his birthday, and I was like sobbing. And then they do it also in anger. They did it in Parliament. They did it
I
to,
think like this like is kind of ringing a bell. I think I've seen
yeah,
it in their
it's
beach
powerful.
and like traditional garb.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. I've never heard that term, but I have felt that feeling. I always feel it at weddings when they play the processional for a
Mm-hmm.
bride to come down. I don't care who it is getting married.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear that and I see the bride and I see her starting to come down the aisle, and just the gravity of the situation, the emotion around it, for sure. Also, I haven't ever been to a professional football game, but a professional baseball game when you sing the
The
national.
national anthem.
Yeah, that definitely can bring up a lot of emotion. When any kind of group where there's been like an effort to hold on, let me think of how I'm trying to say this. Anytime it's been a group of people who've worked collectively to reach a goal, that will definitely bring up that same emotion. But I never have heard it called.
Collective effervescence.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds like a 1980s perfume.
It does kind of. Oh, I totally do it at a Taylor Swift concert. I've never been to a Taylor Swift, but watching all the girls, like, because you've got multi generations like coming together, a grandmother, a mother, teenage daughter, and they're all getting ready to go to the concert together, and I'll cry watching them have that moment there, and this, it's just so sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now leaving the warm and fuzzies to go, there's a video going viral of the mother in law, and she herself is freaking out because her daughter in law won't let her in the delivery room when she's having her baby, but she's letting her mom in there.
Sorry, lady. You're I mean, maybe your daughter-in-law doesn't want you to see Christmas on display, you know?
That's what they said. So that's what they told her. They said, look, it's nothing about, it's no hate to you. It's
No,
just,
but my vagina is going to be on full display,
it's
and
very
I will be able to
private.
see you later and not be thinking that you saw my. And if you've ever had a baby, I mean, and obviously the girl was having the baby vaginally; she wasn't having a
Yeah.
cesarean section. If you've ever seen a baby born, I've seen a lot of babies born, not just my own, but my sisters, both of my sisters. I mean, your vagina gets huge. I mean, when I remember, so quick story, when I was pregnant with my first, with Garrett, and I was pushing, and they said, do you want to see, what you're doing? And I was like, yeah. So I thought they were going to give me a hand mirror that I could just like, kind of put down there and look. They wheel in a mirror, a big on wheels. And I saw like, cause it's under a lot of pressure. You got a baby coming out of it. I said, get that mirror out of here, because I had both my sisters, my mom, my best friend, and Jeff in there. And once I saw what they were seeing, I was like, oh my gosh, like I wanted to make everybody leave the room, but by then that ship has sailed because they were already seeing it. So it's one of my things about having just boys that kind of does bum me out, because I probably won't be in the delivery room.
Yeah. So that's what the mother-in-law's like. Okay. So she's saying that she's going to have her mom in there for her support, but who's going to support my son?
Oh my
And
gosh. He's not having a baby. I mean, he
yeah.
is having a baby, but no, she needs to. It is all about the
Yeah.
laboring mother. I'm sorry that you have your feelings hurt. I'm sorry that, you're going to miss out on this.
So
But
I let my mother-in-law in the room.
did you?
Because I didn't want to let anybody in the room except my husband. But my mom was like, I'm going in the room with you because I've never seen a baby be born. I didn't see mine. I've got to see it. You're my only chance. And I was like, oh God, okay. And I just didn't, to do it again at this stage of my life, of course, I would be like, no, you're not. I'm going to go in there just with my husband. I just didn't. I knew that I've heard so many stories of women that say once you actually start labor, you really don't care. You don't care who's in there. You
Yeah.
don't care anything. So I just said, and I'm very modest, but I was like, I'm just going to trust all these women that did it before me that say you don't care. And so I said, okay, fine. And then I was just like, I couldn't let my mom in and not my mother-in-law. Like I felt bad about that. So I was like, no, she can come in too. But now that I'm going to be a mother-in-law at some point, like I wouldn't have my feelings hurt if I was not invited in. I understand now.
Yeah, why? Now,
Yeah.
my mother-in-law lived in Texas and we lived in Georgia when I had, my kids. I would have let her in because for me, having a baby is just it's the most special experience. I mean, like seeing a baby be born, and my younger sister has five kids. My older sister has two. And so just seeing a baby be brought into this world, it's just so, oh my gosh, it's like, talk about collective effervescence.
Yeah. I hope that one of my kids will let me in. I don't know if any of them will, but I hope that they would do.
Yeah,
That,
and they
that would be
probably
cool.
will. I mean, I wanted my mom there for sure. Even though Jeff is always my rock, but that was just such a special bond that my mom has with all. She's been there I think for most of the grandkids being born. But as the mother-in-law, I know that I'm probably not going to be in the room, and I'm just going to have to just, it's not about me.
Yeah. It's not about us.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah Paulson
Oh God.
do you know do you know the story?
No, but I just know who she is.
Okay, so she was somewhere, I can't remember where, and Timothy Chalamet, do you know who he is? Okay, so if you're listening and you don't know, Sarah Paulson's in her 50s, she's a comedic actress, and then Timothy Chalamet's in his 20s, and like the young people love him. He was in like movies I've never seen, like Dune, and he was Willy Wonka, but the young gals in their 20s like think he's amazing, like they love him.
Yeah.
So he walks up to Sarah Paulson, and Sarah Paulson said she's never met him before. And he walked up to her and was like, "Hi, I just wanted to come over and say hi." And she's like, "Hi." And then he eats she's eating a sandwich and she has one cookie on her plate. He took her cookie. He's like, "I don't even know this kid." And he takes,
Yeah, you're like, did your mother not teach you better manners?
I know. So then he sat there and talked to her, and he was just like, "Yeah, I just really like cookies." And she's like,
Okay. Huh.
and she was like, "I really wanted my cookie, but okay."
Yes.
It's so weird.
Presumptuous of him to not ask. I mean, I wouldn't even even if it had been a non-celebrity that he went up to,
Yeah.
if it was at an event that he was at, I would still say, "Hey, are you going to eat your cookie?"
Right. So like all these videos, people are talking about it, and these young girls are like, I would not give him my cookie. Like I would be like, no, you can't have my cookie.
Yeah.
Like go buy a bazillion cookies.
I was going to say, you have enough money and you probably have a personal assistant who could
They could go get it.
Yeah, that's
It's just so weird. It's like I think it's like an arrogance or a sense of entitlement too. Like he's young and I don't know how old he is. He's probably around 25, but
yeah, that's wild.
it is. It's kind of weird.
If it had been me and I was Sarah Paulson, I would have probably spanked his hand
Yeah.
to go for it. I'd be like, did your mother not teach you manners?
Yeah. It's so funny. Okay. This word, tell me how to pronounce it.
Okay.
Vehicle.
Vehicle.
Okay, so that's not how you pronounce it.
How do you say it?
According to Webster's dictionary, it's vehicle.
Okay, so you say ickle.
It's
Vehicle.
vehicle, like with a U, like
So you don't say
I wrote down
so you don't say vehicle.
right. It's a vehicle.
Vehicle. I'm Southern. I don't know.
I know. Well, that's why I knew you'd fail this test because I was like, Erin's got an accent. She's 100% going to fail this. But I failed it too because I say vehicle. My mom's I'm from Texas originally, but also we moved to Northern Virginia when I was young. But I think since I grew up with my Texas mom, I would say vehicle. Now I think I say both interchangeably now, vehicle or vehicle. But I had to Google it immediately because I was like, is that true? It's not a vehicle? Like, yeah.
Okay, well, how do you say POEM?
Okay, well, I say poem, but it's poem.
Yeah, I say poem. And
Yeah, so
my
that's how I
kids
think I
are
was
like,
raised
"A
with just
what?"
poem.
And I'm like, "A poem? A poem?"
Yeah, but it's really poem. And my kids tease me all the time because I say crown instead of crayon.
Okay, yeah.
What do
I
you
think
say?
some of it is just, I say crayon.
Okay, yeah, I say crown, and they're like, it's not crown,
Crown. That
it's
sounds like you're
crayon.
saying what you wear a
Yeah,
head.
I think I say the same for both.
Yeah, I think some of it is regional too and how people pronounce, but I guess depending like for vehicle, it's how it's broken up and
Hmm.
but we're saying vehicle when it's vehicle.
Vehicle.
It's
So the H is silent.
CHI and then CL.
Yeah, so the H is silent in vehicle.
Yeah.
Which the English language is weird. It just has lots of weird letters that we don't really.
Yes.
I
We
don't
we pronounce some letters, we don't pronounce others. We have just lots of rules that only are applicable for half the time and then not the other. They say it's one of the hardest languages to learn.
Yeah, and you just said, and I say applicable, and you just said applicable, and I say
Yeah.
applicable.
Oh, applicable. Yeah, applicable. Yeah, I don't know. I probably applicable is probably
I have no idea. I just say applicable.
yeah. If there's two ways to pronounce something, I usually always pick the wrong way.
I know. Okay. I've got two others. The Hamptons style is going viral.
Okay.
So both in clothing and in cottage core house style. So, but it's all like Hamptons cottage core. And the Hamptons clothing style is like long, like flowy skirts or like sweaters with lobsters on them or just very like kind of, I mean, I know it's New York, but it's very like New Englandish like vibes. What are
Like
your
cotton
thoughts?
chic kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like
yeah, it's like cottage chic, low effort looking, but the clothes probably cost a lot, but
that's my
minimal.
favorite look, but I can't pull it off. I love that style. In fact, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and when my doctor came in the room, she was dressed in that. It was like all like a putty kind of color, like tone on tone, very like flowy kind of pants with this really cute I don't know if you call it a shell and then a jacket. And I mean, she just looks so, it's like the what I would love to be, but it's not me.
Yeah.
So I can't pull it off.
Yeah, I
But I,
think if it fits their vibe, like if it truly fits who they are and even their outward appearance, I feel like you can't have funky hair and be wearing that. I mean, you can, but it's not
I need
fitting
to,
the vibe.
what it screams is like old money to me.
Yes. So that's
And,
another thing they call it old money. Yeah.
and I, am not old money at all. I grew up very poor, but I've always been like attracted to that look. I call it kind of like a classic look where everything is, but it's the kind of people that, and then they can pull their hair back, but they don't spend a lot of time to brush it to make it look that way, but it still looks perfect. And then
Hmm.
they just put a little bit of lipstick on and some mascara, and they look amazing. Love that look. But whenever I've tried to pull it off, it looks like I'm dressing up as someone else.
Yeah.
I wish I
I
could
know.
do it.
It's just not my vibe. My only concern with all these trends is that we're losing our own sense of style and individuality whenever we're buying into because then it's like you start to see all the influencers doing all the style the same type of stuff because that's what's trending and so that's what gets views. But the problem is we lose our own sense of self with that. And so I do think we need to keep modernizing our outfits and adding some more updated pieces, but we also have to really stay in tune with who we are.
And that's why I don't wear it. I mean,
Yeah.
because really follow trends in clothing. I'm the least trendy person because I mean, I see the trends and or be like, what's on trend? And I love to, see what's on trend. But I'm like, no, that doesn't look good on me. I know
Oh,
what looks good on me, and then I know what I'm most comfortable in. And we talked about some of this in the, how to look your best in midlife. Is that the way to really look good is to feel confident because confidence is the best thing that you can wear. And so, if I could feel confident in that effortless chic, I would love to. But I know it's not me.
well, so since you brought up trending for fall, what's trending is something I thought of you as soon as I saw it. So I thought, oh, we're both gonna like this trend. Mule sneakers.
Yeah, for sure.
So, because Aaron and I both have tennis shoes in a whole bunch of different colors. Now, mine are all muted colors. Aaron has the most fun color sneakers. Like, you got to take a picture of all your shoes in a pile or something. They are so fun. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get some bolder shoes, even though it's not my color palette, but it's just so fun. But I love a mule, like just to slide on real quick.
Yes.
So muled tennis athletic shoes, like
Okay.
Adidas mules and like,
So kind of like Sneaks by Spanx.
oh, I haven't
Well,
seen
they're a
those.
heel. They're not a mule. Never mind. They're a heel sneaker. So
Wait,
it's
I've got to Google that. I've never heard of that.
yeah. So Sarah Blakely created Spanx. I mean, she didn't create Sneaks because they've been around for a long time in other countries, but it's like a high heel tennis shoe.
Oh,
And they're supposed to be super comfortable. I don't wear high heels. If it's not comfortable, I'm not going to wear it. I'm at the age now where comfort is always the number one priority. And tennis shoes now, you can wear them with everything.
yeah.
I mean, you can wear them with dresses. I
You
mean,
can. You just get. That's what I did in Italy. I wore like a little Converse the whole time.
exactly. But yeah, you'll have to look at. So okay, so that's the on trend for
Yeah,
that.
and
Well, then,
well, since
so
we're
it
talking
can be
about
in
this,
trend when it's something that I really like.
yeah, for sure. And since we're talking about this can kind of lead into, so Erin and I are in this group on Facebook too called the We Do Not Care Club, which started on TikTok originally. This
Right.
lady, I think her name is Melanie, right?
Yeah,
So
just being Melanie.
yeah, so she did a post saying like, if we're in the We Do Not Care Club, and she started listing off things in perimenopause and menopausal age women don't care about anymore. Well, she's not in the group on Facebook, but somebody started a Facebook group and we're in it. It's a pretty fantastic group. There's a lot of really wild and kooky things out there, but I'm here for it. It's kind of entertaining. But one of the posts in there that really caught our attention was, do we care about, or we keep talking about what we don't care about, what do we care about? And some of the topics or some of the things in the comments that like resonated with me were,
Yes.
yes, comfortable shoes, yes, that's what, when you were like, I don't wear heels, I don't wear heels either. I would wear a wedge. It just depends on, like, I recently went to a winery, there was gravel road, I was like, I'm not even messing with it, I'm just gonna wear flat. But most of the time, yeah, no
Yes,
heels.
comfortable clothes with pockets and
Pockets and dresses. Like, if you wear a dress, it's got to have pockets. I gave up Spanx a few years ago. I don't wear any type of shapewear. So if I need shapewear to wear a dress, I will get a different dress.
exactly.
I won't just wear it and let it all hang out. So I'm not fully We Do Not Care. Like, if I have,
You're like, I haven't gone to that to level 10
yeah,
of We Do Not.
I'll
You're
get
like,
something
I'm
more
level 5.
flattering.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be where I can't breathe all day.
Yeah, I've never owned any kind of shapewear ever because I remember I went on a girls' trip. This is many, many years ago, like early 40s, maybe 40. And one of the girls with us, we were just dying laughing because she was like squeezing herself into these
Yeah,
Spanx.
it's so
And
hard to
I
get
mean,
on.
we were just laughing at her trying to like, lay on the bed. And I'm like, there is nothing in life that would be worth going through that.
Yeah. And then if you have to go to the bathroom trying to pull it down, then get yourself back in it in the back, like, forget it. I'm not doing it.
No. Yeah. No,
And then
that
it's like anytime someone hugs you or touches you, or if you're at a wedding and they're dancing, like, you can tell who's got it on because you can feel it under their clothes. No, I'm not doing it.
no. Yeah, I love the We Do Not Care Club, but also on the other side, it's like what it does, I think, like you said, is allows you to like let go of all the things that you don't care about so you can focus on the things that you do care about.
Yes. Yeah. And that's so in the group, people are like, they're going out in their bathing suit. They don't care. They're not judging themselves if they've got like, loose skin or whatever. They're like, I'm living my life now. In fact, Ashley Judd has a video in there
She
of
does.
her,
I saw that one. I loved it because she's
yeah,
like,
being real silly.
I'm at the beach and she was in the water and splashing. Yeah, I think everybody should go and join it for sure.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you can think to add to that list that you care about now that you maybe
I think
me
I
fake lashes? Like, I almost never wear fake lashes now as a beauty creator. That's something that I used to always do. And now I'm like, I don't have the energy for that.
Yeah, I've only worn fake lashes one time. Somebody else put them on me. I've never been able to get them on. The things that I care about are peace.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know that's not something tangible. Some people love drama. I don't want drama.
And the people that they usually aren't aware that they love drama. They're always like, I'm not drama, but they're
Oh,
always in it. Always.
I don't want to be in drama. Also, and we talked about this, I care about sleep,
Yeah.
prioritizing my sleep. And then I also care about experiences over like possessions, which all of this sounds so cliched, but it is. Then so you came to my house and I don't care at all. Like for years when I lived in our prior house, I lived in it for 20 years. And I, at first was always very worried about how it would be judged by people because in my neighborhood, and so I wanted it to be so curated. And I mean, it really wasn't because I don't have a good like sense of style. But my house now, when because we sold everything and had to get smaller stuff because we moved into a townhome. My house, it just makes me happy. I have a bazillion plants. It's not like
I love your house. I think it's styled perfect. I think it's crazy that you
but
say you can't
it's
style.
not like it's not magazine, it's more
No,
eclectic and it's
it's
like
very eclectic.
I see something that I like or I've, repurposed things or done, I mean, I made the artwork behind me.
I know she has so much artwork hanging on her walls that she painted. I love it. It's
But it's
great.
not good artwork, but it's like it makes me happy. And
I
luckily
think it's good.
my husband is okay, you can do whatever you want. So it's like being happy in my home. Like it's not magazine worthy, but it just brings me joy with all my plants and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I'm here for all of what you said, and
Anything else you would add?
I don't know. So I'm trying to think. I ground every day. I like to go outside and take my shoes off and walk in the grass, and that's really important. I like gardening, and I prioritize really good food. I really started to cook a lot, and or I'll go to a nice restaurant, but I don't like to eat like junky food. That I didn't really care about that stuff when I was younger, but now I do. I
Yeah.
enjoy the more of the experience of eating food, like the tasting everything. Like I like all that.
Yeah, I was going to say the last thing that I care about is having deeper connections with people. So like when we talked about the friends in midlife, it's not like the number of people, but having deeper connections with the people that I do have friendships with. You can't be friends with everybody. I have a lot of friends, but then
Right.
like the ones you have a deeper connection with. So
Yeah, I think, and that's, I mean, that statistic you gave has really stuck with me, and I keep thinking about it that you have to have 11 interactions before it's classified as a deep friendship. And so I'm like, okay, I really need to work at this more because it's so easy for me to hide away.
yeah.
And I notice with my mom being a widow now, how community is so important. And it's like at this stage in my life, I do kind of want to pull away and be more isolated. I enjoy my time alone more, but in like gardening and being outside by myself, and like I like that better now than I ever have before. But at the same time, I don't want to burn all my bridges. So I really have to work at connecting with people so that when life gets really hard, I have a community. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But you're intentional about it. I think it's
Yeah.
like intentional about who you spend time with
Oh,
versus
absolutely. I'm not just hanging out with anybody.
right, going just to go. Like we talked
No.
FOMO. You're over the FOMO. When I do connect with people, I want it to be on a really intentional level and a very deep level. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think this was fun.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, you still haven't convinced me to get on TikTok, but I love hearing all of the things that are trending from you. So we definitely hope that you enjoyed this change from our normal format.
Absolutely. So we will see you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a production of Estrogen Dropouts, LLC.